morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Georgia Strait Weeklies. I am Polly Fang from WOW TV, and here with me is Charlie Smith, the editor-in-chief at Georgia Strait newspapers. Thank you for joining us, Charlie. How are you doing?
Very well, thanks, Polly. It's fantastic to be back on WOW TV in the beautiful summer in Vancouver.
Exactly. Speaking of summer, I know that there are two events coming up. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, the BC Day weekend is going to be very busy in the Lower Mainland and in the South Coast.
Yeah.
I'll start by mentioning the Live at Squamish Festival. This is a major music festival going on over 3 days in the Squamish area, which is just up the highway. It's very close. It's about an hour from Vancouver, particularly with the new highway that they've fixed up and the sea to sky. So the major headliner on the Sunday night on the BC Day weekend is Eminem, and he's a rap musician, massive following. So what do you think of Eminem?
Well, he's very popular, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people want to join him, especially in the summer, and be in the heat and in the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another band on the Saturday night is Arcade Fire, which is based in Montreal, and it's a very, very well respected band. And Friday night is the pop star Bruno Mars. And Bruno Mars has a big following as well. So they've got major headliners on all 3 nights. And we're going to be giving, extensive coverage in the Georgia Strait to this music festival. And our music department is particularly very excited about it. And it's put on by Live Nation, which is a major concert promoter in this region. They also operate the Commodore Ballroom, and they've put a lot of time and effort and money into this. It's expanded up to capacity for 35,000. Last year it was 16,000. So they're really hoping for a big turnout, and I think it's a great way to spend your weekend.
Yeah, it is, and all the pop stars are very attractive as well for us to attend these events. And where can we get more information on these?
I think if you go to the Live Nation website or to Georgia Strait, the Georgia Strait website, which is strait.com, you'll see all sorts of information. And, you can buy tickets for 1 day or for the whole festival. And,
Yeah. And what is the other major event that's happening soon as well?
Oh, coming up is also the Pride Festival. And this is the celebration for the lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual, queer. There's so many initials now. They've got I for intersex, and so this is a week-long festivities, and there's a arts festival, and then it culminates with the annual parade, which takes place in downtown Vancouver. And the parade attracts hundreds of thousands of people. There's some issues this year, I think, with Pride that. One of the concerns is there's been, in different countries, there have been some pretty serious repression of gays and lesbians. We see it in countries like Uganda, in Russia. New legislation has come down, and so I think we've seen a great deal of freedom for the gay and lesbian community in Vancouver and in Canada. Vancouver's actually been a leader with some of the court cases, but same-sex marriage and more opportunities for equality for the transgender in the schools. So, but there's still some serious issues around the world, and I think the Pride, Vancouver Pride Society will be shining a light on that. And but at the same time, there's also a queer film festival later in August, and that's an annual thing where they show films that are dealing with gay and lesbian themes, transgender. And so one of the issues at the Queer Film Festival will also be the situation in Russia with some of the repression that's taking place there. But the fun thing about Pride is it's just such a crazy party. Like I like to watch the parade every year, and I go down and I take pictures and I put them on our website, and it's and then you see it's become very mainstream actually. What's happened is you see police officers, so you'll see Police Chief Jim Chu will be walking in the Pride Parade, and Mayor Gregor Robertson will be walking in the Pride Parade. And what I notice in election years, and this is a municipal election year, you see more politicians. So because they all want to show that they're they're supportive of the community. So I think I'm expecting to see a lot of politicians, but you also see other things in the parade, like the debate over Israel. Like who would think that that would come up?
Exactly.
But then you get like Salam, which is a group for Muslim queer community. They'll be marching and holding up signs about criticizing Israel, and then Hillel, which is a Jewish group in Vancouver Hillel, they march in the parade, and then this has happened in the past. I don't know if it'll happen this year. And then they're handing out leaflets saying, well, Israel is more the most gay-friendly country in the Middle East, and so you can have all these subtexts taking place in this annual parade, and but the other thing is it's expensive to put on the Pride Parade.
Yeah.
So what the sponsors have to do is they pay a fee, many of them, not the nonprofits, because there are lots of them as well, but major companies like TELUS or TD Bank, they pay a fee and they go in and they go all out. Like if you watch the TD Pride float, it's like being in a wild gay bar, the way they're dancing around and they're, in very little clothes, and TELUS is the same. They're always the two wildest, but it also shows the outreach. Like I know TD, which is a major sponsor, that they're very progressive in their dealings with their kind of on issues of same-sex marriage and gay and lesbian and trans rights in the workplace. And the same with TELUS. And they even created a whole separate division, Kaya, which is actually TELUS, which was initially targeted at the gay and lesbian community. But TELUS has always been, those are the two companies that, there are others, but that they really stand out, and you can see it at Pride. But it also reflects, the other thing that happens during Pride Week is there's always a trans march. And I go to that, where the transgender community, which is much more marginalized in a lot of ways, and you don't see the corporate presence there. And at the trans march, there's sometimes a little more anger, a little more politics, and that I find is always an interesting event, and it's not as mainstream in a way, which shows, I think, the community is still striving for equality. And there's also a Vancouver Dyke March. So you get the lesbians are marching down, and their supporters, down Commercial Drive. So you've got marches in different areas of the city, some with a stronger political orientation, some with a more festive orientation. And I find that it really injects some life into Vancouver during a fairly slow period with regard to news.
Yes.